What up? Check that thing out. Check that out.
There's so many angles.
Mangled for the angled.
Alright, hold on.
Hey, what's up? What's up, chat?
Let's put mine over here by
What's
yours.
up, chat? Chat. Hi. We are live now on YouTube. We're live on
My tube.
we are live there and there. We're live there. We're live there. And now we are recording. That's right. This is the Monday M.A.S.S, the world's greatest action sports podcast. We are back. It's Monday, June 16th or 17th.
Is it?
June 16th. It's Monday, June 16th. And we're coming at you from Encinitas, California, as live as always. I'm Chris Coté.
I am Todd Richards, and good morning
Here,
and happy.
put this heap over here.
What?
Put it out on your mouth.
It's the day after Father's Day. I hope everyone had a great celebration.
Yes.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
I got that Father's Day nap, which was incredible.
Really?
Needed it. I needed that Father's Day. The last 4 or 5 days has been crazy.
Why?
Well, because I was working at the surf contest, my band was on tour. I was just really doing it all. Doing it up.
When you play one show, that doesn't mean you're on tour.
2 shows.
Oh, okay.
One in San Clemente. Well, I mean, the tour really started back in San Diego, and then it went to San Clemente, and then it went to Leucadia, about 3 blocks north from here.
Is that really a
That's
tour?
a tour. Yeah, that's called a California tour. The band's called Sunbender, and the official Sunbender video for Stick Up is now on YouTube. I edited it on my phone. You should make us a video, Todd.
I don't know
You should
how.
make us a rock video.
My son could.
Well,
Cam could.
Let's do it.
Congratulations. My son graduated from UCLA this weekend.
congratulations.
Pretty big deal.
Shee-hoo!
Pretty big deal. All right. We're going to get
sponsors.
in. Before we get into this, I'm going to do them this week.
I'm going to open this.
Okay. Well, first off, we are brought to you by Machu Picchu Energy. It has no sugar and all the jacked upness you could possibly ever want. Yerba mate, you ever heard of that? It's very, very trendy in South America and in North America.
And in this office.
That's right. So thank you very much to our friends at Machu Picchu. We also
Tastes
have
good.
Sunbum. Sunbum. Slather some Sunbum on your face this summer because it will help you protect your skin. You only get so much skin.
Your epidermis is showing.
You only get so much skin.
Yeah.
Although it does grow back, but
Take care of your skin.
take care.
Sunbum.
That's right. And
It's the best.
at One Wheel, have you ever had the desire to have the sensation of ripping around like you're on a snowboard or a
I have that
surfboard
desire.
when you do not have those types of terrains near you?
That's desirable.
You can get yourself on a One Wheel and zip around, and if you can find a trail.
Yeah.
They work on the beach. Just make sure you rinse it out. Oh, good. Someone's backing up again for the umpteenth time on the world's worst podcast.
Why does it always happen on a Monday?
At New Greens, do you want to have health and longevity for the rest of your short lives? The
Mine's half over, it seems
the
like.
best way to do that is by putting New Greens in your body. Your body needs vegetables. We don't get enough of them. We don't get enough of the enzymes and things that keep us running, and you need to support that with supplements like New Greens. So put it in you.
Put it in you. Hanson Surf at Hanson Surfboard at Hanson Surf on the gram. Hanson Surfboards. They've got most of the products that we are talking about here. They've got Sunbum. They've got Spy Optic, don't they? Yeah, they do. And they are a great surf shop. Skate. They have everything. Great place to get graduation present for your kid.
It's true. Graduation season's almost over.
Yeah.
Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce. A big shout out to our main man, Justin, who is currently in Hawaii. This just in, folks. Getting poison oak all over your legs and then going in the ocean, not a great recipe.
Who did that?
Justin Gill.
Is that why you're saying congratulations?
Yeah, Justin Gill blew it on his Hawaiian vacation.
I would think that
He
the
is
salt
currently-
water would help.
No, he is currently in a hospital in Honolulu getting
Oh my God.
intravenous
Is this-
antibiotics.
I would think rub a little bachans on it, to be honest.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Seems to do well on my food. I don't know what
Poo-poos. I didn't know that you can. I always thought that, like you said, like salt water helps to heal stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, it just spreads poison oak all over your epidermis.
Well, have a great vacation.
Yep.
We got Panic and Coffee and Tea at Panic and Coffee and Tea, and we do have a collab coming. The shirts have been ordered. The mugs are ready. We're gonna blast these things out when the shirts are done. They're being printed right here in Encinitas by Chateau. So family-owned and operated printing business, a family-owned and operated coffee place, and a family-owned and operated podcast, all coming together to do something rad. So that's going to be great. Can't wait. At Panic and Coffee and Tea. Bubs Naturals. Bubs Naturals has all the collagen that you need. Collagen and MCT brain oil goes in my coffee every single morning. Mint Tours, Todd. At Mint Tours. Mint Tours has announced that, yes, they're tempting fate yet again. They are doing a Mint Tours X Monday M.A.S.S week.
We're a great time
in Japan.
We're a great time.
We are a great time.
If you're gonna go, you can just go for my DJ set.
You should see the reviews that we got on our last trip. 5 stars across the board. A true incredible experience for anyone
Reviews
involved.
such as, "I paid for this?" Question mark.
Yeah. Todd sprayed me in the face with snow. Why? I'm just learning.
Why did they let him DJ?
Who are we missing? DiecutStickers.com at DiecutStickers.com.
They will have a tutorial on how to peel a die cut sticker on their website because
we should. Well, that's the what I love about die cut stickers is they always have this perf thing here, and so when you're like me and you have a pocket full of stickers and you're trying to stick them up places quickly so you don't get busted. You don't want to be standing around there trying to peel the edge. Die cut stickers are the best.
Do you think criminals say "stick 'em up" anymore?
Probably.
Stick 'em up.
Stick up. New song by Sunbender.
This is a stick up.
That's the opening line of that new song by Sunbender.
Is it really?
Yeah. I listened to NPR this morning and they said that shipping costs are going to be going up.
Oh, really?
As related to tariffs or whatever. But if you're a vessel shipping app user.
Mikey's here.
I saw Mikey.
Yeah. I saw him twice.
If you're a vessel app user, the vessel shipping is going to be your best friend. If costs are rising, you can be assured that the vessel shipping company has your best interest in mind.
Speaking of, before we get to this,
okay,
I would like to make note of something.
Okay, go ahead. You need,
it's close enough.
It's not. I'm looking at the line here. Look at the audio line.
Everything that we buy for the sports we like to do has seemingly gone up, right? With the exception of, how much is a complete skateboard these days?
150?
It really hasn't gone up that much since the 80s.
No. I think when I got a Christmas complete or a birthday boy board at McGill's skate shop, I went in, I got a Mike McGill mini grip tape, bolts, everything, wheels, trucks, and that time I got a tail guard, rails, nose guard probably
120.
Yeah, jawbone. What do you call the nose guard that goes under the nose? Jawbone?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think $120, which back then was expensive, but that was 30 plus years ago.
Right. How is the complete skateboards immune to inflation?
Well, it's not. I mean, it has gone up. And I think decks themselves have gone up. Now they're in the $60, $70 range.
What were they before?
50,
35
45 to 55. But now, you've got boards that are going to last forever. They've got whatever, graphite and shit in there.
The point I'm trying to make is that I feel like skateboarding hasn't really inflated as fast as, say, some other things.
No, I think that's true. And I think that the shops bear the brunt of that when they're trying to keep the prices reasonable, but they gotta pay people to work there and whatnot. My best advice would be get a USA made skateboard. The Monday M.A.S.S decks that we had produced by our friends at Gnarlywood are USA maple, and they're made and cut and everything in the USA. And Gnarlywood actually makes a lot of the skateboards for really big, awesome skate brands. So do a little research, dig a little deeper, and get USA made skateboards. Gnarlywood, they're friends.
Mhm.
So get those boards.
Let's talk about this surfboard that's behind
All right, so this is pretty awesome. Growing up, Todd and I were both huge Christian Fletcher fans. We were on the fringes. We were on the pulse of what was radical. Christian Fletcher doing big airs at lower trestles and around the world. He was doing this project you see right behind me, okay? This is a Steve Boysen, hand-shaped, hand-sanded, everything hand done on this board. This is period correct. An exact replica of the infamous Christian Fletcher 1989 surfboard. This is the board that Christian Fletcher won Body Love Surfbout on. This is the board we saw in the Wave Warriors movies. Glass on fins, everything done proper. Look, signed by Christian Fletcher. It's got the K-Nack sticker.
Is it a wall? Like, would you call this a wall hanger?
It can be a wall hanger, but it can be a rider too. It's meant to ride, and I'm gonna ride this thing.
I highly suggest anyone that would like a Christian Fletcher re-up on what his impact was. There is a iconic picture of Christian doing an Indy Air. Probably, arguably, I will say up until Pedro Barros did his, or Raiji did his a couple, like last year, Christian had like the sickest Indy Air ever done on a surfboard.
It's probably on
for
this
like
board.
Yeah, probably for like 30 years.
So here's the deal. Christian Fletcher and Steve Boysen have teamed up yet again. This board, back in the day, was shaped by Steve Boysen. Herbie Fletcher gave Steve Boysen the call up to shape these boards for Christian, for Town and Country, for Christian Fletcher surfboards. And
Pretty sick.
the rest is history. But here's the thing. Only 70 of these boards are going to be made. And I think probably half of them are already gone. What you need to do is go to Steve Boysen's website, go to his Instagram, get the links in there to find out how you can own a bona fide piece of surfing history. You know, a lot of people have like cool longboards on their wall. I have a Herbie Fletcher longboard on my wall at home. But to have a board like this, and look at, here's the other one. Got two of them right here. This one has a cool airbrush on it.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Whoa! So describe to the people what we're looking at if they're not visually
if this is more of an ear podcast for you and not so ocular, we've got the Christian Fletcher kind of like period correct airbrush.
Yeah.
And then, it's got the Astro deck is actually laminated in the deck, the big boys, and very bright. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I think these things are so sick. I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's truly a piece of surf history, surf art.
What are some?
And yes, you can ride it. And I will do an air on this board, Christian.
What are some?
I promise.
What are some of the most iconic sprays? I do remember like the Rob Machado cover with the Jimi Hendrix.
Yep.
On
Yep.
The spray job.
Well, I play this game sometimes at events, when we're just messing around between heats or whatever, where I just draw a simple outline of a surfboard and then draw a simple shape or simple airbrush. And I think there's about 5 that everyone gets first try, right? Okay, you've got Kelly Slater, Star Trunks era, kind of the arrow board with the rainbows on the rails. Carissa Moore has one that's like these half moon shapes coming in the rail. That when you just see it, you know exactly. Tom Carroll, the kind of like swoosh thing up his board. And of course the Martin Potter Saint board. Yellow, green, jagged on the bottom. The Pang twin
like
fin.
Black Beauty. I guess like the question that I'm posing here is like, do you think it's beneficial for surfers that are, have made a name for themselves to have
Like
almost
a
like
signature spray.
almost like a signature spray, just so you know instantly.
Yeah.
You can recognize instantly. Like, I mean, even Katie, she had Nora do all of her boards.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she's still riding those, but like instantly recognizable in the water.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to be around for quite some time. You got to have a lot of success. You got to be seen a lot to have your airbrush become
Well, like Ryan Perez,
iconic.
like Pink Panther.
Pink bottom of the board.
Yeah, like I do feel like that has to have a board that's iconic. To have, because I think in snowboarding you want to be instantly recognizable whether or not your face can be seen or not. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going on airplane
There
mode,
you
bro.
We're just figuring this out. But you know what
Figuring
I
out
mean? Like
YouTube
to
Live.
have something that makes it so that the surfers are recognizable straight.
Yeah.
Even just walking to the
Well,
beach.
remember Superbrand was trying to do kind of like a skateboard graphic style surfboard company.
Yeah.
I think it was Kolohe, Dion, and
Tosh Townend.
Tosh Townend. So they had kind of like skate graphics on the bottom, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm surprised that didn't catch on as much.
Too.
I think pros go through so many boards too, and if you want to do it like have a signature look or signature airbrush to your board, you got to keep doing it for like years.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't think
I think it's smart.
Sometimes, like Aaron Brooks, for example, when I look at her boards, they're cool looking, but they almost look a little like toyish or kiddish because she has that same spray and it makes the boards kind of look smaller.
Oh, really?
I would like to see Aaron Brooks on a board that has maybe the airbrush from the tail up, not on the nose down. I don't know visually, just to see what that looks like. Because I think for the most part, a bright board, a yellow board or a pink board or something, obviously you're going to see it, it's going to give you pop, but calls from everybody. All right, let's get into this. Okay,
right.
So yeah, these Steve Boysen, Christian Fletcher boards are available now, but get them soon because they will not last. Todd, as you probably know, I'm sure you were tuned in for 24 hours a day during the Lexus Trestles Pro.
I thought it was great.
3 impactful days of epic surfing, great waves. I mean, huge heats.
Why did they run? The question I think a lot of people have: why did they run on Saturday instead of Sunday?
Because the waves were super good. Because they got down there and the waves were good in the morning, and they're just like, okay, well, I didn't see the waves on Sunday, but it was consistent, rippable, and I think the numbers proved that they made the right call because you had Betty Lou Johnson with the highest heat total of the entire season for the women. Bunch of heats that had like both surfers getting 15 plus totals, which is kind of the equation of, okay, the waves were good. Yago Dora, like, come on. That was video game style surfing.
He's so smooth and like the technical aspect of what he does in the air and just how he strings.
God, he's got pop too. It's like his airs are just loftier than everyone else's. And it was so obvious. So in the semifinals, I had the pleasure of commentating with my guy Mitch Salazar and the GOAT Kelly Slater.
That was good.
We had back-to-back heats, and it was so fun.
Gotta say, Kelly is probably one of the best people to break down. I mean, I wish, I'm bummed that he's so busy because I would like to hear him break it down at every stop.
Well, it's cool. You know what? He talked a little bit about talking to Kanoa Igarashi, coaching. And I had so many questions, and there's obviously so many things we all would want to know from Kelly Slater. One of them was, who, if anyone, is calling you for help? Who is calling Kelly Slater to get some tips, to get some coaching? Not everybody has access to him, but it sounded like, so Kanoa worked with him a little bit. I know Betty Lou used to work with him a little bit, but God, can you imagine to have Kelly Slater as your coach?
I do. I feel like that's like, just knowing Kelly from my interactions with him, that's when he's in his sweet spot, is when he's in education Kelly mode.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I do think that he would give information if it was requested of him from, you know what I mean? Like just to break things down. I think that's, and it's great to hear from him. He
was so cool in the booth and just kind and nice and before and after, just excited about it. I wish we could have seen more of him surfing.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, I hope we get to see more wild cards with Kelly in the future, 2026. Because why not? It's the GOAT. Maybe he didn't win the heats that he surfed, but everybody watched him.
He still did some of the best turns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's not really too many people that have that Kelly whip turn like that.
No.
Yeah, it's great to watch.
So some of the other standouts, obviously Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, that win was wild. She has got to be the most improved surfer of the past 2 years,
She was,
by far.
And those waves were not, they didn't look like, and Kelly alluded to this in one of her, when she was surfing, that, you know, the faces weren't really allowing people to push with all of their might because of the way you kind of had to like dial back your surfing to go over like the little inconsistencies in the waves. But she seemed to like not have a problem identifying exactly where that smooth section was coming.
Yeah.
And because a lot of times it seemed like you were starting your turn where it was still kind of cupped out, anticipating where it was going to be smooth.
Yeah.
And she nailed it.
Not as easy as Trestles usually is to surf, for sure. But it's just so rad having a full championship tour event at Lowers, because it really is. I mean, it's the skate park. Yago showed us that in the final. This is the preeminent skate park surf break. And the overall event was just really good to watch. The post-cut events from Trestles on out, every single heat is gnarly. And there's a reshuffling of the draw, so you're getting now different matchups on day one all the way through the finals. So it's just a different experience. It's better because it's just like straight to the point.
I guess the question that I have for you, after I think it was on Friday, what was the hubbub like with the Griffin Colapinto, Felipe Toledo? There was a lot of animated human beings on the internet.
It was only online because everyone that was there, including Felipe Toledo, who it's clear he's on video clapping for Griff and nodding his head like, "Yep, you got it." Felipe was right there, and like the trolls, I think a lot of times are so blinded by their like nationality, like just like Brazilian fans flaring up because like without noticing that Felipe Toledo himself agreed with the judges that Griffin got the score. So I think it's like just kind of blind trolling.
All I know I was doing C translation.
Me too. C translation. Yeah. And you know, I think it's like it was a great talking point because it was close, but I think that like everybody who, you know, even I don't know why I put on like I think Stab's post. They said was this the proper call or was this the correct call, and I just said correct, and of course it was like flaring up. But nobody ever says anything to you in real life.
We have bumper stickers.
We have bumper stickers that say "Cry is free," which I will be bringing to Brazil. I'm leaving for Brazil on Wednesday.
You're gonna get stabbed.
No, I'm not. Not at all. Brazil has the best surf fans in the world.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
When you go down there, the beach is packed. They're cheering for good surfing, not just for, you know, who's waving the flag. They're cheering for good surfing.
And the first stop is in Rio.
Saquarema. Yeah, so they're back to Lowers. Sunbender, the band, Stick Up, was in all the highlights packages.
Yeah, that was great.
That was an honor and a privilege. The rankings got shaken up as well. Jordy Smith is still number 1. Yago jumped up to 2nd. Kanoa to 3rd. Itzelo dropped to 4th. Barron dropped to 5th. And Barron hurt his knee.
I saw that.
Which was a bummer. Because he's been on an absolute thrashing of everyone.
If you're going to say how it's going to shake out for world title, do you think Yago is
for sure
pretty much going to be the one?
I mean,
he's got.
I think Yago
Tahiti.
at this
Wait, do we already do Tahiti?
No, we've got Rio, Tahiti,
Clobber,
and then the final 5. So he'll stay in the final 5 for sure. He's definitely going to be in the running.
They're all frontside for him.
Yes. Well, Brazil can be front side or backside. It can be rights or lefts, but most likely it'll be lefts coming down the beach, longer lefts with huge air sections. Of course.
Yeah.
I think Yago is going to win Brazil. If he goes back to back,
it's done.
That's going to be crazy. But we are still in the final 5 era.
Oh yeah.
So he does need to win in the final 5 series in Cloud Break.
Okay.
For the women, Gabrielle Bryant, who had an absolute shocker. I haven't seen anything like that in ages. But she stays at number 1. Katie, number 2. Molly, 3. Betty Lou jumps to 4th. Isabella Nichols to 5th. So, big things happening on the championship tour. It's getting really fun. And Rio's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Some other surf news. You know, Reese Witherspoon produced this show, Surf Girls.
When?
Um,
Recently?
it was in 2023. It came out. Surf Girls Hawaii. Actually, they picked like some really good surfers. And it was a great show. But they're now redoing it for season 2. It's called Surf Girls International. So thank you, Reese Witherspoon.
But what is it? What is the?
It's like a reality show. You know, kind of like
What they did in the past.
yeah, like Drive to Survive style, or you know whatever. But it follows these 5 women around the world as they compete on the Challenger Series. So we've got Eva Wong, Sophia Medina, it's Gabriel Medina's sister, Kika Vasilko, Jessie Van Nikrek, which I haven't heard much from her, so that'll be an interesting one, and Sol Aguirre, who's just awesome. So that'll be on Amazon Prime.
Do you remember the
Blue Crush?
No, Blue Crush was great. The Penguin movie.
Surf's Up.
Surf's Up. Great.
Yeah.
How about the one? I think it was called North Shore. Oh wait, was it called North Shore? It was the one that Sonny Garcia like slapped the dude in the ball. Like what?
Oh,
was
that was
one
called Surf House.
Surf House.
Yeah.
God, I missed that.
That was a reality show where I think it was Sonny, Danny. Danny was in the house.
Danny Fuller.
Danny Fuller. Gosh.
Holly Beck.
Holly Beck, yes. And a couple others. And they lived in a house at Pipeline, and hilarity ensued.
I thought that was great.
Oh my gosh. I actually was partying in that house, and something was getting passed around, and whatever happened, I looked up, and there was like 4 cameras that went right on me as I'm just like
What?
being an idiot.
Really?
And I just ran out of the house. It was so sketch.
That's great.
I ran out of the house, I jumped onto the beach, and I laid on the sand like, oh my god,
I wonder.
I got out of there.
I wonder if those are online anywhere. I'm gonna look.
For sure. Well, while you look for that,
Surf House. You said it was Surf House.
Surf House Hawaii or something.
Oh my god.
Oh, Shane Magnuson was in the house too?
He was.
I think so.
And like,
Wait, there was another one on Maui too.
Were people getting in fights?
Yes.
Surf House, Hawaii.
It's gonna try to send you to like a.
Oh my god! Nope. Nope.
Yeah, that's.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. No, so you're gonna get like tours of surf houses in Hawaii.
Was it on MTV?
Maybe. What's that one? Surf House episode 6.
Aloha from Hawaii?
Yeah. Network A.
Oh, wait. Yeah, this is it. Oh boy.
You're finding it. So for those of you who are watching and or listening, Todd is now on YouTube watching a show.
Well, this is what we do. This is like what Rogan does.
Yeah, but he has a screen.
Don't worry about it.
There's Makua, Kala, Alexander.
What if the episode comes on where you run away in the house?
Oh, I hope that's. I don't think it made it to the TV. Anyway, so yeah, there's a.
Oh, this is great.
Surfer Girls International.
Network
coming
A.
soon on
Do you
Amazon.
remember Network A? There was all these cool things, but like not very long ago. I mean, this is.
Right.
I mean, 10 years is kind
Network
of a long
A
time,
was
but
kind of along the lines of like remember like
Blue Torch.
Blue Torch TV,
and
Fuel TV.
Like we had so many cool
outlets.
things, and we didn't even. Oh God!
I think we appreciate it. I watched all that stuff.
I did too, but I just miss it. You know, it's like we had so much, and we just no one really. I think we just took it for granted.
Well,
That sucks.
It happens when you take things for granted.
Oh, granted.
Bustin' Down the Door is on tour right now in California. It's one of the greatest surf documentaries of all time. If you're local here in Encinitas or San Diego, it's showing at La Paloma on Tuesday night, but
Nice.
also up and
That's
down the
tomorrow
coast.
night.
Yeah, you can check out Bustin' Down the Door on the gram. But it made me think, we had Dave Proden in here from WSL's The Lineup last episode, and he says this is the greatest surf documentary of all time. But I have a list of incredible surf docs that you should all watch. My first on this list, so this is my list of best surf documentaries of all time. Do you think The Endless Summer is a documentary or a surf film?
Endless Summer 1 or 2.
One. Well, either one.
I mean, it's I would say it's more of a surf movie in the sense of like a Warren Miller.
Right.
That's
yeah,
not really
so
a
it's less
doc.
doc, more surf movie. Okay,
Right.
well, Momentum Generation on HBO was a documentary.
Mhm.
Incredible. You've seen it.
Yep.
So good. Kissed by God, Andy Irons
Yeah,
documentary.
that's a doc.
Probably one of the saddest, most emotional surf docs ever made. Facing Monsters. Did you see that one?
I feel like, is that the one with Laird and the big? Is that?
No, that's. I think you might be thinking of Step into Liquid. Facing Monsters is the Australian surfer who almost dies every session, and he's surfing like dry reef, just the
I don't
gnarliest,
think I've seen that.
heaviest shit ever.
Mm-mm.
Watch it, Facing Monsters. You watch 100 Foot Wave on HBO?
I've seen that. Yeah.
Docu-series. Amazing. Surfers the Movie and Surfers the Movie Take Two. I would say those are documentaries that are great. Through the Doggy Door, which you love.
Favorite.
Bethany Hamilton, Unstoppable. I mean, that story is pretty iconic, and that's a great doc. So get out there and watch these surf documentaries because you got to know your past if you want to know where you're going.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you should definitely try to watch Busting Down the Door in theaters because Rabbit, PT, Sean Thompson, Ian Carnes, I think they're all at these showings. And there's going to be Q&As after the film. So
I've never seen Busting Down the Doors. Do they talk about how the Hawaiians were like
beat the shit out of them?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I'm such a sucker for Hawaiians beating the shit out of people.
It's so gnarly because this is like the wildest of the Wild West days on the North Shore. There was basically a lynch mob going out to kill the bronzed Aussies. And not to spoil it because you just got to watch it, but there's a moment where the main guys, Rabbit, Sean Thompson, PT, Ian, they're like hiding in a hotel room with bats, and I think one of them had a tennis racket, and word got around that this gang was trying to find them to at least beat the crap out of them, if not worse. And the main guy who saved them, Eddie Aikau.
No shit.
Yeah.
Legendary.
I hope I'm right,
it.
because if I'm wrong about that whole thing,
you're probably dead. You're going to be killed.
Dead. So go see that. All right, Surf News will be popping next week. Somehow we're going to cobble together an episode because I'll be in Rio and you'll be...
I'll be here. Wait.
When you go to Hood?
I don't go to Hood till next... Wait. What's the
next
date?
not.
No, I got a week.
What day is it?
I go a week until... until I go to Hood. Sorry.
Okay, good. All right. Skate News is brought to you by Spy Optic at Spy Optic. It's okay to skate in sunglasses. Did you know that?
Bob Burnquist has been doing it for years.
Exactly. Brian Herman does it.
Who said it wasn't?
You should all do it. I don't know. I had trouble doing it until I actually tried it, and it was awesome.
I mean, look, Salva's been doing it for years.
Yeah. If those guys are cool enough to do it, you should do it too. If you want to. If
you don't have to do it.
No.
I think definitely there's been ramps in my past that it's like a sunset ramp where it's in your eyes on one wall. But I oftentimes think about slamming on my face and putting the lenses into my eyeball.
Well, I think for a while it was kind of deemed like corny to skate in sunglasses because the connotation of just like the guy in sunglasses like weaving around a longboard.
I guess.
Like trying to look cool. But then when you see Brian Herman do it in sunglasses. So Spy Optic is bringing you skate news. This is the biggest news. Paul Zitzer is going to be on the 9 Club.
He's on the 9 Club today.
He's on it now.
He's on today.
Paul Zitzer is the best. We love Paul Zitzer. Cannot wait. I'm going to watch that episode the minute we're done here.
Yeah.
So when you guys are listening...
Do you think that Paul's neuroses is going to show during the 9 Club?
I hope so.
I do too.
I hope he mentions us.
I know.
But if he doesn't, that's fine. So we know he loves us. It's a pretty mellow week in skateboarding.
I did send you something earlier.
Oh yeah, I got that.
I thought that was really interesting. Go ahead and...
So, pro golfer JJ Spawn comes through with a backside flip. It's calling it the Backside Flip Challenge. So, if you don't know anything about golf, a major in golfing is like the biggest of the big. If you win in a major, you're one of the best in the world. So this guy won a major. He's one of the best golfers in the world. And he's got a pretty decent backside kickflip.
He said it's been 10 years since he did one.
I love that. And if you go to the comments on his video on the gram, Costin, Malto, Skate Mental, Andrew Cannon, Gabe Taylor, all these heavy hitters, friends of ours and friends of skateboarding and all blah, they're all stoked. Because when a guy is one of the best golfers on the planet, millions of dollars You know, he makes millions and millions of dollars for winning a tournament, sponsors, and his wrists are obviously very important
Right.
to golfing. So I'm sure that his sponsors did not like to see a backside kickflip.
You know what's crazy?
But everyone else did.
The worst golfer, like the worst of the worst golfer who's like in contention, right? That's kind of like on the tour.
Top 40 golfer in the world.
Probably makes like 10 times what the best snowboarder makes.
Yeah.
The best skater.
Well, there's a lot more money in golf.
True.
Yeah. We should have golfed.
I'm just saying. We should have.
Golf is frustrating.
I don't
man.
like it. I like Top Golf. You ever played Top Golf?
Yeah, it's like video game golf.
Right.
I played a version of that at the Petco Park where the Padres play.
Can you drink?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. I played Top.
Can you drink?
I played Top Golf in
Vegas.
No, I played it in Salt Lake, and it was like Angry Birds golf. Like when you hit the ball, it was like with Red and Haley Langland, and it was fantastic. Like I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I am.
You just whack the ball.
Beyond terrible.
Yeah.
But then,
whack it.
you know, it lands in the spot that you want it to, and it like knocks down the Angry Birds game.
Yeah, it makes it really fun.
So great.
I like that. So that was pretty cool to see that. We just randomly was thinking about the Thrasher Skater of the Year for 2025, and if it ended today, I would think it is Curran Caples, Simon Bannerot, or T-Funk. And that's today. And of course, this has no bearing on anything because it's only June. But I just thought about that.
T-Funk's clips that have just come out it's the weirdest. I don't understand how he
sees these spots.
Like, what do you do? Like a Smith grind on a rail to like pop off of that to nose blunt on...
Ollie off a straight wall onto a tree. And then bomb. T-Funk is on a different kind of deal.
So is Curran Caples. And with that footage of Curran that came out last week of him doing like a kickflip frontside wall ride to Cess, like a shuffle slide on the wall. That is probably like one of the coolest things I have ever seen done on a skateboard.
Everything, so these three guys, everything that they do on skateboards is different and incredible. So, however, 6 months from now, when one of these guys wins SOTY, I'm going to remember what I said and feel smart.
Here's some more skate news. The turf is open again.
Yes, the turf is open in Minneapolis. The Minneapolis?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And that's the home of like Sam Hitz and the original OG.
Darren Navarrete.
Yep.
Nate Shagaby.
I mean, what a cool story. The resurrection of an iconic skate park that was literally buried. This is like found it. It was skate archaeology.
It's a full Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because they found a little piece of it.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah. We can
keep digging.
You guys were too busy seeing if you could do it. You never wondered if you should.
Yeah.
Right?
But they should and did.
It's great.
The turf is back. This is cool. This is a new series coming out on YouTube on the Transworld Skateboarding YouTube and website. Mackenzie Eisenhower, a.k.a. Dead Hippie, takes us on a deep dive of skate spots. It's a show called Skate Nerd Star Maps.
Okay, this is going to be great.
Yeah, so that's a good one. And it starts off at the Los Angeles Federal Building where famously Nodis did one of the first board slides on a rail on a video.
I did see something very interesting this weekend. I don't know if you ever heard of like these protests that are going on.
Yeah.
But apparently, you know those like really tight transition banks that are at I think it's the Federal Building. What's the City Hall?
The brick banks that are like round the tree. Yeah.
They broke those apart.
Who?
And threw them at cars and stuff.
No.
Yeah. So
that's not cool.
See, now it gets real.
Yeah,
you're wrecking skate spots.
That was a great spot.
Like if you're gonna just take the skate stoppers off of things.
Throw skate stoppers.
Yeah. If you're gonna throw anything,
man, that's
throw them away.
I gotta look into that.
Also, Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Warped Tour was a huge thing that was definitely part of Chris and myself and many, many others in the mid 90s, early 2000s. Warped Tour was like the scene. It was there was skateboarding, BMX. It was part of that like Jones Soda Arnett era of just like
the peak of action sports industry.
Right.
Vans Warped Tour. Vans Warped
Tour. So I didn't realize that Warped Tour had come back.
Yeah, it's back this summer.
And I was saying this to you, like I met my wife basically because of Warped Tour.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, in Boulder. I asked you do you have any good Warped Tour stories? I want to hear what your good Warped Tour story is.
Long story short, Warped Tour came to Del Mar and we were all hanging out. I think Blink was playing, and on a dare, I took a Viagra in the morning at Warped Tour. And, I walked around that pretty much whole day, not all the way, if you will, let's say halfway downstairs, but it didn't end well because I had a previous snowboarding injury where I went over like a bamboo trail marker and it whipped me in the shaft of my unit. And so I didn't know that there was some scar tissue in the tube. Somehow the Viagra I had a bad reaction. So I woke up the next morning and I could not pee. And I could not pee for hours. And I had to go to.
So you went to bed that night.
I went to bed that night.
You were obviously partying.
Yeah, I was having some drinks.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Still like raging boner?
No.
No.
Kind of just like half-mast. Because I'd never taken Viagra. Obviously, I didn't need it. I was like 22
How
years
did you,
old or
like,
something.
I want to know the scenario of, like, how did you get talked into taking a Viagra?
One, like, hey, somebody take this Viagra. Okay.
Who said
like
to you?
that?
Who?
I forget. One of my friends that was there.
So it wasn't like someone from, like, Green Day or something?
No, this is just it's one of my friends. Great friend. Yeah, so the next day I woke up, I couldn't pee. Like imagine having to pee really bad and you're standing there and nothing's happening.
Do your balls fill up?
No.
Does it inflate like a balloon?
You don't know what's happening inside your own body, Todd.
Okay.
There's no relation to your testicles.
But I would think,
and to your vas de France. Science.
The comedy part of me would
it does not
imagine
happen.
Your balls would inflate like a balloon.
It was very uncomfortable. And
so,
anyway, my brother took me to the emergency room.
And what did you put on the little sheet when they checked you in?
I told him I took a Viagra.
And
they said, you idiot.
They called you an idiot?
Well, in so few words. So anyway,
what did they do?
I had to get an operation.
What do you mean?
I had to get a drill bit in.
Shut the fuck. But
you've heard this story
How
before.
did you take the Viagra? Through your wiener hole?
No.
Oh.
In my mouth.
Okay. I was wondering what the obstruction was.
How do you take Viagra?
I don't know, but you're saying that they had to put a drill bit through your wiener?
Because I had scar tissue in there, in the tube from the previous snowboarding injury, and whatever happened flared it up, and so it blocked off the tube where the PP comes out.
Why don't they put that on the other packaging of Viagra?
Because it was just a loose one. I didn't read the instructions.
It was like a loose,
stupid.
It was like a loose, kind of like lint covered Viagra from someone's.
It was a pocket Viagra. It was like halfway chewed. An ABC Viagra. Anyway,
so then
I had to get the tube drilled out. I had a catheter for 8 days.
8 days.
And that's a whole different story.
So you just were dribbling for 8 days.
That was bad. Wow. So children, kids, listeners, viewers. Don't take Viagra on a dare. If you need it, great. It's a great work of science. But don't do it just for fun at a concert.
Don't take it through your pee hole.
So we got 311, Simple Plan, Bowling for Soup, Pennywise, Tsunami, Dance Hall Crashers, Cobra Starship.
Okay.
The Main.
I can't even.
Fishbone.
I'm still thinking about this.
There will be a vert demo.
So you're in the parking lot.
I was in a tour bus.
You're in a tour bus.
Yeah.
Somebody just has a loose Viagra on them.
Somebody had like a couple of them.
A couple of
them. No, it was in a package, like sample.
A sample Viagra. Yeah, they're handing out sample Viagra at Warped Tour.
Back then they were. It wasn't anyone related to Warped Tour. It was
a group of friends. I'm not saying that they are. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this.
It was a dare.
How old were the people that you were with? Were they senior citizens?
No.
Incontinence?
I don't remember exactly who was there. But I just think somebody thought it was funny.
To just have Viagra?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Well, I learned a lesson.
Okay.
There's going to be a vert demo at all 3 stops. I think it starts in Washington, D.C., then Long Beach, then Orlando.
Did you go surfing?
No.
At all?
On Viagra?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, because that would have been weird.
Yeah, would have been weird. Cab's going to be there. Arista True, Hasoy, Omar Hassan, Mike Frazier. All the legends and new faces of skateboarding vert will be there at Vans Warped Tour doing demos and having fun.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like the festival, like, you know, we just had Jackalope a couple weeks ago. I like the festival type thing where you get to have more of that like wild and woolly times like back in the day, and it's not so just like you gotta pay, you know, obviously you get to go in and see bands, but like just to have more of that demo style where anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know? I like that.
Yeah, me too.
All right. We have some snowboard news.
Yo, you got snowboard news? Oh yeah, I got snowboard news right here.
Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
So
You go first.
Red Gerard is going to make an appearance on season 22 of Top Chef.
Just gonna say that.
Apparently, he's going to be working with Bailey Sullivan.
Do you think he's sandbagging this since his sister is such a culinary wizard?
Well, he's not actually cooking. He's just helping in, you know, and they run through the stores and they do all that.
Yeah.
He's helping with that.
But still.
I'll watch that. I like Top Chef. And if Red's involved, I'm in. But his sister's a famous...
She's like the
influencer,
most famous chef or...
home cook.
Yeah, like home cook, chef, vlogger, Instagram celebrity.
There's millions of followers, right?
Like millions on millions on millions. She is the most famous Gerard.
Who's Bailey Sullivan? That's a chef.
Sure.
But not Red's sister.
No.
What's his sister's name?
My brain just stopped. Tegan Gerard.
Tegan.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be cool. I like to see that. I think that's cool.
In other news, I think this is really cool. Have you ever heard of Joni Mäkinen?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Okay. Joni Mäkinen is a very famous Finnish snowboarder.
Yep.
One of the coolest dudes, I think, ever.
Okay.
Because he's just like grumpy and he's like the best.
Okay.
He's probably one of the most powerful, strongest riders I've ever had the chance to ride with. He lands everything.
Okay.
He's the only person I've ever seen bend solely at the waist and have good style.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
2 legs locked out, bend at the waist.
Yes.
Okay? Usually that equates to, like, terrible.
Yes.
So Yanni's getting a reissue pro model with Capita.
Oh,
and
right.
I think this is so cool to honor this. I mean...
Is this another 40 plus?
Oh, yeah.
Old head?
Oh, yeah.
Getting credit?
Mackinac, he works for... Oh, thanks. Johan Malkowski is chiming in here. He works for Union Bindings.
Okay.
He says, Yanni works for Union Bindings, bro. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. He's getting a reissue of his model snowboard.
Awesome.
I think it's great.
In not great news, Maddie Mastro injured her elbow. Mm-hmm. She posted her x-rays on Instagram, and her elbow did not look good. But Maddie is a badass, and she will be back. We know this. And I'm surprised. So elbow injuries in snowboarding, they have to be pretty common, right? That's like the first, well, you know, if it's not your wrist, it's your elbow.
A lot of times, like I did mine really horribly. A lot of times it's when you put your hand down.
And it like jams your
elbow
elbow
up and goes right through your humerus and elbow joint.
Not humerus at all.
No.
So get well soon, Maddie.
I feel like you know she's probably really stressed out though because we are coming into the cycle.
Yeah, the cycle. The Olympic cycle.
Yeah.
But is she already on the U.S. women's snowboarding team?
Yeah, like her and Chloe Kim are like the 2 most dominant.
They're locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, it's one of those things like.
No, it should be fine. Should be fine. The body does amazing things.
My body's a wonderland.
It really is.
I don't know if you
Viagra.
probably know that.
Viagra. It costs you 1 Viagra to ride this ride.
This is on Snowboarder Mag. Half pipe rider Pat Bergener. Bergener is now he's switching flags. He went from Switzerland to Brazil.
No shit.
Yeah.
That is the one thing that we haven't seen. And I'm really kind of
snowboarding?
shocked that we haven't seen very many Brazilian snowboarders. Because I know they're gifted natural athletes. There is no debating that at all. And we haven't seen that yet.
Wow. So the Brazilian storm has not been a Brazilian snowstorm yet.
Flurries. Just Brazilian flurries at this point. But I do feel like...
Can you snowboard in Brazil?
No, but you can go to Chile and Argentina.
Yeah, you can like walk there from Brazil.
No, you can't, but that's cool.
You can drive.
You can get there.
You have to. Brazil is huge. You have to be able to snowboard. Does anybody know if you can snowboard in Brazil?
You can't snowboard in Brazil, dude. It's tropical. It's below the line. Or wait, is Brazil's at the bottom, right?
Brazil's in like the east side of South America.
I'm trying
but
to.
it fills up most like half the whole thing.
Maybe it's just not. It's in a different place. They're in like a temperate
Oh
zone.
God. Well, I'm going there on Wednesday, so I'll ask around. But that's the snowboarding news.
That was good.
That was good. More than we thought.
Anyone else have any snowboard news?
We've got questions presented by Vessel Shipping, Vessel app. We've got some questions. Mark wants to know, how does Todd?
What?
How does Todd? How do you do Todd things?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, he grew up like that.
All I know is I'm not taking Viagra's at Warped Tour.
This is maybe the best question we've had in a long time.
Okay.
It's from DC Jones. What up? Hey, Chris and Todd, if you two had to share a body, would it be Chris up top and Todd's lower half, or Todd up top and Chris below?
Like a centaur.
I think if we could do both tops, but we would walk like a crab on our hands. That way we'd have two heads and we could both talk. But I think I have the better lower half.
You do?
Of the body.
Why?
For reasons you don't need to know about.
That's great.
I like the idea of two top halves conjoined at the waist with no genitalia, just our bodies, and we walk like crabs on our hands. We both are talking the whole
Like
time.
push me, pull
It's
me.
like this podcast.
Do you remember the llama, like the two-headed llama?
No.
You don't remember that from the the Dr. Dolittle?
Yeah.
It was the llama that had it was both
I don't remember.
both front ends of the llama.
I don't know.
It's called the push me, pull me.
I like that. Be a good sticker. Push me, pull me. Brian, what's up? This is Brody and Sawyer's dad. Wants to know, gentlemen, since you are two of the raddest dads out there, what did you do for Father's Day? I woke up, had a beautiful, massive breakfast made by Mike Kelly. Then I hung out with my dog and my girl and went to the beach, got a nap in, got a great steak dinner. I was visited by both of my children, and it was just overall...
They just came into your room and visited you?
No, I was in the living room.
Oh.
We came home and visited. They were at their mom's for that week.
I see. I thought they might have came in and visited you from the living room.
Yeah. We hung out. It was great. Father's Day is awesome. It's like everybody wins.
I feel like Father's Day, when I'm celebrating it traditionally, is
I'm working.
no.
What else we got here? Wait. You just had a pretty normal Father's Day?
My son graduated from UCLA.
Oh, sweet.
So we spent the morning up there, the graduation ceremony. Did you know that, so every different school or / department has their own graduation, right? Because if you were going to do the full graduation, it'd be like...
How many people go to UCLA total?
A lot.
And graduate?
A lot.
Thousands? 10,000?
Lots of them.
Okay.
So there's all these different graduations going on around the campus.
Yeah.
All of them in direct sunlight.
Yeah.
Why is it that graduations have to be the hottest thing?
It's always hot.
It's always hot. And you always...
From kindergarten to high school.
You always wear the wrong thing, because when you leave your house, it's a little bit chilly.
Yeah, I'm going to wear a black button-up shirt.
Yeah, and then you get there, it's like being on the sun.
I don't need a hat. Sunbum should sponsor all graduations, I think. Brendan wants to know, great job commentating over the weekend. Question, are you a Kelly or Andy guy? Well, I am a both. For a while, I was an Andy guy.
Until he hit you?
Well, I was still an Andy guy after he hit me. I'll always be an Andy guy.
What's your best Andy hit me story?
There's just the one where I got just slapped and my glasses fell off and he stepped on them.
What? You added
Yeah.
insult to injury?
Yeah.
He stomped your glasses.
Yeah.
Slapped you, glasses fly off,
Stomp.
Andy Iron steps on him. Do
Yeah.
you still have those glasses?
No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Oh, that'd be a good piece of surf memorabilia.
Right. You just put it in
No,
a
we
frame.
made up. We made up quickly after. We were just crazy. So to answer your question, I'm a both guy. In those days, I was an Andy guy. Just that's who I was hanging out with. And now, of course, I mean, I was just hanging out with Kelly at the contest, and I will always be a Kelly guy.
Mm-hmm.
Always have been, always will be, forever. But yeah, I've gone back and forth. Jordan wants to know. Not a question, but a thank you. My wife and I welcomed our first child into the world last week, and New Greens and Machu Picchu energy have been keeping me going strong.
No shit.
Happy Father's Day,
See,
Jordan.
we actually use the product that we have, and that's
Same.
oftentimes that's why we're out of it.
Yeah.
Because we actually use it.
Yeah.
Like now we have to keep a little bit here in the office, but at least we know where it is if
Yeah.
we need any.
Yeah, I mean, in case of emergency, break glass with Machu Picchu. Surfboard Broker says, how are the tariffs affecting the industries?
Ooh,
FCS, question mark?
FCS. That is interesting because FCS decided they weren't going to sell anymore. They weren't going to import any more product.
Maybe it was just like catch up and then figure it out.
I don't know if anything has actually happened. I feel like we've been on this weird seesaw, but now like we're not even talking about that anymore because the world is about to end. So we haven't really talked about tariffs. We had like this was almost a fully tariff-free episode.
I know. Until,
I don't
Surfboard Broker is they sell surfboards and they have a lot of amazing surfboards.
It's
So
great.
if you're worried about prices of a brand new board, check out Surfboard Broker. You can get yourself a used board. You can get in on
It's
the ground
awesome.
level.
I think that's the future of.
Yeah.
I really think there should be a snowboard broker.
Oh, maybe your garage.
Well, that would cut into our yard sales, but I mean, I do think that there should be.
Yeah, yard sale coming soon too. Neil Bosek says, what is the secret to getting a sick-ass bass tone? Is it elusive? Can it ever be said, yes, I have found the tone? Amps, bass pickups, pedals, what is the secret sauce? All right, I can just give you a quick breakdown of my rig. I got a Hartkey 4.8 with a badass Hartkey megawatt, brand new. My bass cabinet and head are brand new because I was vintage for so long and it would always break. So I went brand new, went Hartkey. That thing's amazing. I got a 1979 PV T40 tank of a bass recommended to me by the legendary Steve Albini.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's the big ass bass that I play. I play through a fuzz pedal and a pickup. What's it called? Like a pickup enhancer, whatever, just to make things super loud. I like it loud and almost on the verge of being a buzzsaw, but you can still get that bass tone. So I think keeping it simple, just a couple pedals, a good, nice bass, and like I said, I have brand new bass rig as far as my cabinet and head goes because I don't want that thing to break.
Cool.
And the newer stuff is lighter too. Hassan. So Hassan is the artist that is in that he's confined to a wheelchair and he uses his mouth to draw with. Got one of his drawings somewhere over here.
Maybe,
somewhere.
Is it behind the?
It might be behind the surfboard, but Hassan wants to know, can I get you a letter to Kelly Slater to let him know how much he changed my life before and after my accident? Sure. Give it to me and I can try to get it to Kelly. No problem. Last question is from Matt P. Matt, what's up? Got a question. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What video part for each sport did the best job at transcending the core and crossing over into the mainstream while also being a badass video part for the core as well?
That's interesting.
I
would say like we're talking video part because I would argue that some of the the Tony Hawk documentary was kind of a video part just produced.
I mean, I would think like the end, right?
Yeah.
Birdhouse, the end had a couple of video parts, like the Heath Kirchart and Jeremy Klein video part was every core skater
Danny
could love it, and
Danny
then every
Ways.
anybody who just wanted entertainment could love that.
Danny Wei's part, where he jumped the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, that was like a stunt.
Bob Burnquist's part, where he did all that crazy stuff.
Anti-hero video, the cow on the cover.
It was the Oakley part.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I mean, as far as surfing goes, like, jeez.
Kai Lenny.
I don't remember a specific part by him, though.
Yeah.
You know, I think, like, surfing parts are inherently pretty core because you kind of have to know, but, you know, like John Florence, View to a Blue Moon, where he's surfing to the Run the Jewels song, Killer Mike song is pretty sick.
I feel like that's like a...
That's pretty core, though.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know. That was a good question,
Yeah,
though.
it's really good.
I
think snowboard-wise, I feel like...
Whiskey 3?
Oh, my God. Yes.
Yes.
Like...
Travis Rice.
Travis Rice. Anything that Travis has done is transcendent.
Mm-hmm. And it's transcendent. And speaking of transcending and transitioning, we are going to transition back into our normal lives and get this podcast out.
We're done here.
Yeah, we're done here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for all the support from our sponsors. We love you a lot. Couldn't do it without you. And I'm feeling my energy kick right now. So that means I'm going to go. Maybe I'm going to go surf.
I think you should
we'll see what happens.
You should go for surf.
All right.
All right. See you guys next week.
Hey.
Good, because my phone died. I don't know how that's possible. What happened?